Welcome to Philly Coco Presents Side Project Spotlight, episode 99. This is developers' journey into making cool stuff. I'm Kotaro.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are Philly Coco, a Philadelphia-based Coco Heads community focused on Apple development. That primarily, but not exclusively, means iOS, Mac, tvOS, watchOS, and visionOS development. Philly Coco's true desire is to take you higher on your own developer journey. Whew, all right.
Yes. So this week, Kotaro may sound a little different.
Yes,
he's from an undisclosed location this week.
Yes, hiding in a bunker somewhere.
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg is my colleague here hanging out in Hawaii. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
That would be hilarious. Make sure you get some selfies.
For sure. If we have internet down there, I assume we would, but you never know.
Hiding from all your angry fans.
Yeah, my only angry fans. Man, we're off to a great start.
Yeah.
But speaking of great starts, as good as the segues is going to get, we have, as of last week, released Bento Fit, our one and only side project app that we've actually finished.
No, it's the second one we finished.
The second one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I take that back.
This was the first the fully finished iOS app. We did a watchOS app last time.
And so I think what was kind of cool, because this was the motivation behind it was, first. We always have to do this first. Steve, you have to explain to the people who have not followed our podcast, what is the app that we are building, aka Bento Fit?
Bento Fit is
built.
Oh, we built. Well,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Once again, I can go to the website because we actually have one now. I could read my terrible marketing just like I did last episode real quick. It is a simple, fast, and glanceable health kit dashboard app. So it surfaces just the metrics you need without the clutter, so you can focus on your fitness journey. Still needs to be some workshopped a little bit. I wrote it real fast.
Did we not run this through ChatGPT?
No, actually we didn't. I literally just wrote that.
I know, that's true. You'd be paying some serious tokens, especially if you accidentally had it on Claude, or Sonic 4 or something.
No, it's just a simple dashboard. The whole point was you open it, check on your progress on specific metrics that you're interested in following, like your step count or certain workout metrics that we can calculate on a little graphs, or like your heart rate metrics, something, whatever. There's a variety of them. You set up your own little dashboard. You just kind of open it up, look at it, and then close it again. The whole point is it's not supposed to take a lot of attention. It's like the opposite of what most apps seem to be all about, trying to keep you in them. So it's just trying to be useful so that you can continue to do whatever you're doing away from a screen, essentially.
Yes. In many ways, we sort of built it for ourselves first in that sense.
Yeah. We use it.
We all had a fitness journey, right, of our own, where I am the resident couch potato. So the highest level for fitness is me walking everywhere. Steve, on the other hand, is living the healthy lifestyle.
I'm trying.
Working out.
I'm working out, and I'm about ready to go back to a gym instead of my home gym, I think, because I need more equipment.
And then Aaron over here is, the marathon man.
He's just God among us.
Triathlon extraordinaire. What exaggeration? What level of exaggeration?
He's a real life Barry Allen.
Yeah,
the Flash.
He is the Flash, but slower.
I don't know how you're going to top that one.
I don't know.
Oh,
you're demigod. You're the Flash.
Oh,
he's very athletic, as we're saying. He's like a very fit man.
Yes. So, or at least he lives a very athlete-oriented lifestyle, I think, whereas I think the scale in which the progression is kind of obvious. So
yeah. So we built it to accommodate a small subset of metrics to kind of fit where each one of us was looking at, and we're going to continue adding to them. But we published it. We did a podcast about it last time on, like, really quick. We did it. We actually recorded it the same day we released that episode. So that was probably the roughest one we've done in a while.
Oh my goodness, that was rough. I mean, it was funny,
but we had just released it. We wanted to make sure that it was we had some kind of commentary for the release day or post-release day. So, but now we've had like a little bit of time to let it digest and look at the results in the App Store Connect statistics.
Now, before you provide the stats, just how much marketing did we actually do post launch?
We did. I think the appropriate word would be none, almost none, possibly. Literally, we talked about this last time too. We went in and we intentionally did no marketing because we were prioritizing getting it done for the Ship-a-Ton contest, which we did, and it's submitted. Now we await our awards.
Adjustment.
Yeah, right.
Other than a year's worth of podcasts, no marketing.
Yeah, no marketing. Just all the podcasts, yeah. And our dozens of listeners.
Yes.
Our dozens of listeners have not downloaded the app, though, so only a subset of our dozens of listeners. So
we could start with total downloads then. How many people have so far downloaded it as of,
according to Apple, if we were to believe Apple,
October 6th. Yeah, if we were to believe Apple.
The number begins with a 1 and ends with a 0. Can you guess what that number is?
That's better than
10. It's 10. It's 10. We have 10 total downloads, and I believe that one of them was me.
One of them was me.
That's one of you.
Was it
me also?
Okay, so three downloads. So 7 real people that you would count as real people.
The App Store is harsh.
It's a harsh life.
It's such when you do no effort to market.
But,
I mean, like this should, if nothing else comes from this episode, if you're listening, it's understand that the days when you could just release an app and get any traction are long dead. You need to do something to get people to even know you exist, because apparently App Store is definitely not showing us to anybody. It's kind of crazy.
I think the funniest part was the monetization strategy, at least for this version, the 1.0 version.
We had a strategy?
Well, the strategy that we went in with the version 1. I'll put strategies in quotation marks. How's that? Yeah. Is that we decided that we would do a tip jar, and just so we had fit the requirement that was asked of us from the Ship-a-Ton hackathon, which is to make sure that we integrated in some form or fashion Revenue Cat SDK. And for people who don't know, Revenue Cat is a framework. I don't know how better to describe it.
It's like a store. It's like a wrapper around StoreKit too, with a back end. So it does all this stuff you would normally have to build your own back end stuff for, or it has a lot of features I'm not going to go into, but it's very useful, especially if you're doing subscriptions. It handles a lot of the complications of that. You still got to go through the App Store and set up your in-app purchase stuff and get that go through review. It doesn't replace that. It still goes through Apple, but it just gives you like a stats dashboard, and it helps you to do things like you could like A/B test, I think, like paywalls and stuff like that. So it gives you a lot of features to make it easier to do various kinds of in-app purchases. And we did the easiest, most straightforward thing, which is just consumable in-app purchases. Yes. I thought they would probably be the least likely to be problematic to get through app review. And it's like basically at the time we were doing this, we needed to prioritize getting it through app review, and it still took more than 24 hours, which I was kind of surprised about because I haven't seen an app take that long for me in a while, but it's been a while since I did a brand new SKU. But we did that, and so what's remarkable is that of our like 10 downloads, maybe 7, if you subtract from us, someone actually bought an in-app purchase. So thank you if you're listening.
It wasn't a family member.
I asked. I don't even think they have iOS 26 on their phones. My dad was like, "That wasn't me. I don't even understand what your app does." I'm like,
it's such a supportive dad.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even have an Apple Watch. He's like, he has like some knockoff Apple Watch. I don't even think it syncs to HealthKit.
His orange watch.
Yeah, he has something. It looks like a knockoff Apple Watch. So I was like, I should get you an Apple Watch, Dad. He's like, why? It's one that takes my step count. I was like, what if you fall? It's either an Apple Watch or one of those things you hang around your neck.
What if you have a regular heartbeat? What if it?
Yeah, it does a lot of cool stuff. But anyway, somebody bought one of our in-app purchases, and it was like the second level one, right? It was like the $4 ones.
Thank you.
$5 one or whatever. $4 one. Yeah, $4 one.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, it's $4 proceeds.
So
it's $5.
Yeah, so we got technically $4.24 before taxes to split among us. I mean, eventually. I actually don't know when I'll actually see that. I think the actual minimum is actually very low for them to give you.
I think it went down. But used to be 100. Like the minimum used to be $100. It might have gone down at least 50 from what I remember. But actually, no, I take that back.
No, man.
I have been getting sticker. I've been getting sticker pack money for a while now, and that is no more than like $8 or $5 at each month. So you do get payouts. So you should expect that money within the next 2 months.
It says here minimum payout threshold is for USA. It says 2 cents.
Yeah, here we go.
I guess we'll get our money.
You get dollars for which we split one. We split it amongst us with $1, which we won't even be able to spend anything on because like even the dollar store will not. We
haven't even cost more than $1. Yeah, we haven't even talked about how we're splitting it. But like I said, I hope we make a little bit more than this before the end of the year because of this, I might actually have to do a slightly more complicated tax return just because of $4 because local taxes are that much of an annoyance.
Well, there's still time.
I know there's time, but no, but I think it's really cool that someone actually gave us an in-app purchase. It means we're like for real professional indie app developers. Technically, someone gave us money for something we put out in the world. It's really cool. I mean, my whole life I've been doing jobs, like working for people as an employer. It's the first time anyone's decided they wanted to part with a little bit of money, and it wasn't like maybe I did a lemonade stand or something when I was a kid. I don't remember, but so this is like our lemonade stand is the App Store. Yeah, he used to sell that stuff for like a nickel, right, or something back in the day.
25 cents, I think. Like
$4 is a lot of lemonade in 1989.
Could you imagine now what they charge? If a girl had or a little kid had a lemonade stand, they probably like charge at least this much, at least $1.25, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got to undercut the sodas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But we're getting way off topic here as usual. The thing we were celebrating the fact we got a little money, but we have a long way to go before this is anything like a profitable app. Not that that's necessarily the goal of this thing, but I'm definitely willing to put more effort into trying to get it to be to make some pizza money. Like that was our original goal, was like pizza money.
So it's actually kind of funny that you mentioned profitability. Again, getting off a little tangent, but like, I guess you've never, have you done the expense? Forget labor, because obviously, we're not even considering labor costs because this is all sweat equity at this point.
Yeah.
As much as I hate that term, that's what it is. So the real cost, the money that's spent or that was spent on this, aside from our labor, minus labor, is your vibe coding costs, right? That was the. So do we have a total like amount that you've?
No, wait, I also bought the domain name.
Right, you're right.
That was more than this. Yeah, so if you're not counting labor, let me have to look up.
I don't want to hate not doing that, but I think because I think our time is valuable, right? If you can equate time and then associate like a money amount to that, fine. But like, we'll have to leave that alone for now, at least for now. So just from practical terms.
Yeah. So, I mean, the app was like Bento Fit .app, and I'm trying to remember what the heck it was.
BentoFit.app. Please click the link.
I have to log
download it. and up our numbers.
Yeah, but I'll log in while you're talking. But we did that. I did a little bit of vibe coding. That was probably like a few beers worth of cost. If we actually did calculate
is that
yeah, no, it doesn't. That's like if I didn't actually buy beer while I was doing it because I wasn't coding in the bar. But if we were counting our actual labor costs, I mean, it would have been we've spent thousands and thousands. Like
if you include labor costs, I would say collectively it was three of us. Oh, actually four, right? If you're including Mike Fine's work, and Mike Fine maybe done.
Yeah.
I would say like what? That's
he did hours
a week.
He did hours of work of. I don't know how much he put in. He put in a good chunk of time for the website. Oh, here we go. $23.19 for the 1 year of the domain name, apparently.
Okay.
Because it was $22.99 plus tax, plus ICANN fee.
Okay.
Because I use Hover and they're a little pricier.
Yes.
So there's that plus that. So I mean, I don't know, $30, 35, 40 maybe total, something like that. Between 30 and $40 probably of just in LM costs for slop code and refactoring. and
was it worth
the domain name?
Was it worth slinging all that slop?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna rewrite it by hand. I'm telling you. But no, it was that much, and then we didn't. I mean, the domain name I went free. I talked about before. We did Cloudflare Pages, which is currently free.
Mm-hmm.
Hosting it for the website's even free right now. And then, do we count our $100 a year for App Store access? Do we do that? Does that count? No, or
no,
like
for yours? Yeah, actually, you do.
Yeah, and the cost of like accounting for the company and stuff, because now we're just going like way out in hundreds and hundreds of dollars now.
Well, let's keep it simple, right? In terms of like, because if we're kind of like willing, if this is for other people to understand.
Other people understand. I guess you get to say if we're gonna say if you're doing an app and you're just doing it for yourself, we're not saying you have an LLC or anything. You're just doing it for yourself in the App Store. Then in order to publish it to charge money, you have to do a $99 a year, right? So it's $100, I think, plus tax. I think it's like $100 a year.
102 or 103. Yeah.
100 something like that for the App Store, and then. Probably you're going to buy a domain name. So whatever that costs, $10 to $20 or something, usually around there. But people go to Namecheap or something, it'll be cheaper for a year. Not a lot of money for that. Don't spend a lot of money on domain name. Really do not. And then you can get everything, a lot of other stuff for free. Honestly, I mean, there's not really. I mean, Revenue Cat's free up to a certain amount of money, which seems like an insane amount for us. Like I think it's like $1,500 a month or whatever. But that's free up until a certain, I think, monthly average revenue, and then they just take a percentage.
Okay.
A small percentage, which seems very reasonable to me. So yeah, I mean, it's not that expensive to launch an app. It's just really difficult to recoup any of the expense.
We're not even talking like the 30% or 15% because you're a small business, but most people, unless they set up as a small business, won't get that deal. So let's say 30%.
Can you do the small business thing as an individual? Or do you have to be a company?
That is a very good question.
I have no idea.
I don't know offhand.
Because you should definitely
you should apply for sure.
Yeah, you should apply because you just log in, you just fill out a quick form on Apple's website, and then they get back to you, and they'll probably be like, "Yeah, sure." There's some restrictions, but you probably if you're starting out, you're not going to hit the restrictions. Like you have not like imported an app, transferred an app, some other stuff, some other restrictions. But anyway,
I think you have to make over $1 million for that 15%.
Like $1 million, yeah. And then it goes up, then it jumps to 30 again. Which to me, when we're making $4, I mean,
we cover that cost.
The expense goes up another 15% if we make $1 million. I don't know. I think I could live with that.
I don't know, man. I mean, now we're like, oh, do you have to hold back on that steak dinner at Capitol Grill?
Right. Yeah, because one day you're at the 15% mark, and then the next month you make one extra person buys your subscription and puts you over the edge to $1 million, and now all of a sudden you're 15% less. That's actually like the criticism, I think, of that whole process. But realistically, if you're growing and you pass that, you're just going to keep growing a bit beyond that. And it's probably fine. So anyway, it doesn't cost that much, but expect to spend, $100-ish dollars, 100, to set everything up with a domain name and an app in the App Store.
Privacy policy, you have to figure that out.
That's not that hard
That's not
anymore.
the cost, though.
I mean, you could get them. There's like, you can go talk to lawyers. I think LegalZoom probably has something. I mean, there's lots of examples of privacy policies too. I mean, you should get them checked by a lawyer, of course. That's my disclaimer.
Yeah. So the funny thing about this, right, is that that's all to sort of dovetail into the conversation around, okay, now we haven't done any advertising for this version, but we knew that because, again, we wanted to just get this in the App Store. Now the question is, okay, what are we going to do to make it so that this app is actually a little more refined and marketable, so that when we do market, it won't look like, okay, well, this is, like a semi-half-baked app, right?
Well, first we should go back in time and actually understand whether there's a market for the application we're about to build.
Wow.
Putting aside the proper way that you should do this if you're actually doing it as a business, since we have this thing launched. Yeah, I mean, the easy wins we have to try to fix this is just a completely like revamp all the marketing materials assets that you actually have the ability to change. Because we did very bare bones screenshots. I think we even missed some sizes. We just did the minimum to get through app review.
I had a little like test flight back button.
Yeah, like we need to. It's terrible. We need to make we should make them better. We're looking for some software maybe to help us. And really, I've heard that, or I've read somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, but the like the fancier material screenshots, not just straight screenshots, but ones that kind of like tell a little story across 4 panels, whatever. They tend and tell you what the app does. They tend to actually do better, I think. So we need to do screenshots. I think you can do a little demo movie, right? There's one of those. You can do that in there. There's some other marketing stuff I think you can do in there. So we should make sure we take advantage of everything that's available in App Store Connect. Then obviously we take the screenshots and also revamp the website so that it properly reflects there. The website is mostly just a landing page for stuff, so it's not like it doesn't have to be super important, but we should have up-to-date screenshots on that. I'm not, we don't have to redesign it. Totally. And obviously maybe I'll spruce up the marketing text. It doesn't need a lot. I think it's pretty close because we're describing what it is. It's a simple dashboard. Yeah. And then beyond that, we have to make the thing more, we have to make the app more valuable, provide you more value, and then put in some kind of paywall, because I think that's the only way you can get anybody to give you money for real, except for the generous guy who gave us $4, whoever that person is. But I don't think most people are going to.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we do appreciate you. But tip jars have not, we knew this going in. Tip jars as a monetization strategy have not been effective, if ever, for a very long time in the App Store. Like everyone I know, I was actually looking when we were doing this at other apps I remember having a tip jar, and like they don't have tip jars anymore. They all just went to either like subscriptions or single unlock.
Didn't David underscore for one of them?
Yeah. I was looking at his, and I think it was Pedometer Plus is the one I remember had one, and I'm looking at it now. A new phone have to allow access to healthcare, everything. He has a premium, which is $30 a year. So even he went from. I remember that it was a tip jar.
$30 a year. Oh.
Well, I know.
$30 a year.
$30 a year is for Pedometer Plus.
The 2.5 was like a small Starbucks coffee.
Yeah, per month, that's not like $2.50 a month is not very much for an app.
Yeah, not too bad.
But
okay, I'll take that back. That's not too bad.
And we were talking before we started this. There's some apps I subscribe to that are like like $5 a year or something ridiculously low like that. I mean, Overcast I think just raised their price to like $15 or something a year, and that app is way more advanced. And has server infrastructure, and like I use that all the time. So syncing
is hard.
But I guess the thing I would bring up for a listener thinking about pricing is like you can't price things based upon like what you personally you're like what you think it should be. Like you have to take into account your expenses and everything, but you can't make people give you money for something because it costs you like, X amount to run it or something. You can't just assume people are going to give you X plus, 1. money. You have to, the market will determine whether it's valuable enough. That's why you normally don't create the thing and then try to market it. You figure out if there's a market first. But, I think for this app, I don't expect to be able to charge a lot of money for it unless we put in way more advanced features. But I think a low amount on a subscription seems like very reasonable. We'll see.
Keep in mind, like, this has been a side project forever for us. So, our capacity is somewhat like split in terms of like, none of us are full-time on the project. So and even then, even if you say, oh, well, how much time do you spend? It's like maybe an hour here, an hour there, and that's it. So that's the challenge. But we do have things we have in mind to add or refine in a 1.1 version. At least I do.
Okay, so what do you want to refinements?
One of the things that I felt like I could really use this right now was having a search bar at the bottom and to search for certain items. And only because I know I'm going to want to add a lot more walking specific data points, trends, that kind of stuff around.
You want to
walking.
Search for them on the metric screen.
Yeah, on the
screen. Yeah.
Correct. So the managed metrics, the managed screen. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that needs updating as we add more stuff. It's getting already a little too big.
Yeah. And even then I might go, oh, maybe I'm trying to figure out how to reorder or redesign that, but that'll be like a 1.2 version in my mind.
Yeah, that one I always expect to redesign. That one has a lot of vibe coding in it. Like, I mean, I knew I wanted that. I wanted that screen to be basically what it is to start with. Mm-hmm. I wanted a list, and I just wanted to move things around. But I did use LMs for at least the beginning, and then I had to refine it a lot because it generated. But like the very first pass of that was a lot of that was generated slop code just to get something working so we could test things. And
how long did it take to generate?
I mean, I don't remember how many iterations. It was not actually quick. That's the thing. I'm like not sure it saved any time because it kept generating bad code, and then I had to fix it.
You were using Claude or Gemini at that point?
Oh man, I don't even remember. I've used Gemini, I used Claude, I used GPT-5 most recently in the project because I was like cheaper. That was so slow, though. I used a little bit of Grok, one of the Grok models, which I actually kind of like the Grok models, but it wasn't working that well that time. I like it for other stuff, but for coding, apparently the new one might be good, but the one I was using wasn't doing a great job. So Swift is weird. I find that like Swift is weird. I found Gemini was pretty good at Swift. Like at least we're refactoring Swift anyway, and GPT-5 has been pretty good with it. Anthropic, I did do a bunch of stuff with Anthropic one day. Maybe I was using it for that because I was sitting in the bar spending like beer money on Anthropic that day, and I was texting you in Slack, and I was like, I've just spent like enough to buy a beer because Anthropic is so freaking expensive.
Like it is. That was. I mean, it was wild.
It doesn't sound like much. I mean,
beer's expensive, so.
Well, I mean, people are running like Claude code. I'm not running Claude code. I'm using like Aider and doing things one little piece at a time. But people are spending hundreds of dollars a month.
Yeah,
doing stuff. I'm spending like $6 or $3 here, $2 there, $6, whatever.
It always starts with the little microtransactions, and next thing you know, they got you reeled in, and the next thing you know, you're spending hundreds of dollars. And it's like, man, if I just did this by hand, it'd be fine. But I'm so addicted, it's too late.
No, I mean, I have been. I mean, this is a tangent. I've been using more handwritten Swift and just kind of using like the LLMs to generate, like the codable models and stuff like that. Mostly, that's mostly what.
And that makes sense, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that does save me like a significant amount of pain and suffering because you know how awkward building the codable models can be sometimes when the JSON's a little weird and you're like, so that actually is very helpful. So we said search bar for sure, more metrics, especially around walking.
Metrics. Yeah, because it's all about me, okay?
Yes.
Me. All about me, my needs. Plus, I was walking a lot recently, so I'm like, oh man, I could use more data around my walking patterns, and now I have the tool to do it. But it's not all here.
It's giving you some ideas for future, like someday maybe stuff, which maybe we'll hold off until another episode, but.
Right.
But yeah, some of the walking metrics. And is there anything else? Anything else for like this? We're talking about like a really minor point release here to kind of
Yeah, one of the
clean things up.
reasons to do the minor point releases because whatever reason our marketing screenshots aren't showing up in the search. When you do a search, you don't see.
Yeah,
Usually,
they're
you
not,
see the app icon and screenshots, and they're not. So
and that
apparently,
could be
there's a
hurting our
size.
conversion. You know,
You don't have
Yes,
to pay for
for sure.
that.
You don't have to pay for it. Well, I
no,
mean,
you don't. You don't.
technically you do, but with the $100,
Yeah,
developer
you don't
fee.
pay
But like,
extra beyond that. It's
yeah, yeah,
it's included. But
that's
yeah, it's
definitely
not coming
included.
up, and I thought it was just like a temporary thing, but apparently we just screwed
Yeah,
something up with.
that's what I thought too. But yeah, clearly I wasn't.
And so marketing. So this could be. So the problem with the App Store is way back in the day, you used to be able to just change screenshots without uploading binaries. People were doing things Apple didn't like with the screenshots. So I guess they removed that many years ago now. So now we have to do an update, which is annoying.
Okay.
Maybe that's why there's so many app releases just say they have bug fixes in them. I don't know.
I mean, the funny thing is like, it's one of the things that you don't realize as an app developer. Oh, you do, but like some people who aspire to be an app developer, um, doesn't realize, oh, once it's out there, like I have to now maintain it, right? And I have to update it and refine it, and that could mean a lot of things. It's bug fixes.
Yeah, I've already been thinking about like architectural changes, and I'm like, how we have to like. I'm like, I need some way to like migrate just the saved settings from our current system to this proposed new one that's in my head to like persist stuff. And it's like you got to make sure that we got to try not to break, the app for people, so you don't lose lose your settings.
I mean,
That
the
kind of
other
stuff
thing
comes
too
up
is
when you have to maintain stuff.
right. So the
Yeah.
thing that you could do is, what was it? You can sync it to the cloud. I forgot exactly how that works. I don't know if it have to be converted to a keychain or not, but like there is a cloud.
I was thinking of like changing the whole way that we persist and we track, your
uh,
bento choices, and that would require
Right.
data structure changes, which requires you to migrate them somehow. So, but,
Right.
but yeah, there's other syncing between devices. That's something we haven't talked about in a while. So I'll
Yeah.
put that in the someday maybe at least.
And maybe like a reset feature
Yeah,
or
I wanted an option to can we open up the onboarding again? I want to be able to go back to the onboarding or have them
guess
all
there's
in
no
there. Like, yeah.
I guess there's no reason not to. Yeah. I mean, it's just a view. It's just a sub view that you could just point to, assuming that we make sure we like maintain like, okay, well, if I pick this, it's going to override. It's either going to add or override the other one, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking it'd be nice to be able to add the different ones in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
have to be the onboarding screen, but
yeah,
because
yeah.
I found
Not a bad
myself
idea.
having to delete the app in order to test it to check the other settings.
The other thing that I think we should even consider is like having that be sort of like the transition from like, okay, I'm picking my different bento boxes, my bento screens, and then I tap into one and it kind of like grows into itself. But then maybe
Yeah,
if you like do like a pinch to zoom or some kind of mechanic, and then you'll go back to like the rows of different bento boxes. But
yeah, switching.
it will use the same UI to do the same thing, basically, to do
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
mechanic.
yeah.
So we might need to re-architect that onboard. We can re-architect the onboarding, kind of repurpose it to act as this is how I can select the different bento boxes that I have. I did have that in my mind, like deep in the recess of my mind, but I was like, oh, I'll get to it later, kind of thing. But yeah,
No,
thanks
yeah,
for
that's a
reminding me
good
that.
idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if that may or may not make it 0.1. Depends on how difficult that would
No,
be
no,
to,
no, no,
to
no,
do.
no, no.
But
Point.
no, I like that idea. Like these are we do still have a lot of ideas that have been coming to us now that it's released. That's one thing that I think is great about once it's in the world. You get feedback, but even besides feedback, we're using it, and now we're
Right.
thinking about it, and we're coming up with other ideas now to update it. And when you don't have, it feels like capacity to do this in my mind, because we're not facing this like deadline of getting it out. Like once it's
Yeah.
out there, now we're talking about it's like more fun again. It's like, oh, we can refine this now. We can add stuff to it. That's cool. That's fun. It's not like at the last slog to get the last 5 or 10% of everything together. Now it's like, okay, we got it in the store. We got it there. We filled in all the blanks we needed. Now we can make it better. and it's just not as much of an effort to get an update out as it is to get the initial app out. I think that was something that really became obvious to me, like, at the end there. It's been a while since I did a full-on new app, and it's like, that is quite the lift. And then it gets easier after that.
It was amazing how quickly we did it, even though there were moments of like, oh, what did we forget here? I have to solve this complicated, like why is this animation not working? Why is the data not coming back? There was a whole lot of that. Why is my slop not slopping?
That's right. Why is GPT-5 so slow at this refactor?
Oh, I'm sorry. This was Apple Intelligence. I made the wrong decision. But yeah, it's a good experience though. At least I like to hope it was for you guys as well.
So Aaron, you have anything you want to add for the next update?
I'm not sure if any of my things are going to make it in. It's like I want some like combined metrics.
Yeah.
Like overlaying some trends on top of each other for different things. So
well, we could start it, but it probably maybe wouldn't be out for that release. But we should make, what we should do. We should probably make cards for these things. Like should probably make some kind of notation of these things.
Now you're turning this into a job.
No, just so we can remember it later.
Here.
We have GitHub projects. It's like the
PM. No, I'm joking, but I think that you're right about that. We should I forgot what the way to do it was with GitHub projects. Do you need to create a new project to create a sub project or like a if you were to do like version 1.1, how would that work?
I'm not sure. New project? You could keep using the board, I think, but maybe the board, it's like, I was looking at that. Can I create another version or something of this board? It's like, no, I don't think you can create a new version of the board. Like the board just accumulates cards is what it seems like. So if you want to have it only represent a version, I think you have to create a new board. I'll look into it. GitHub projects is not my favorite thing at all. Yeah. It seems half implemented in some places, but whatever. It's free.
Well, I mean, it's foundationally, it's like the infrastructure is based off of issues, or that was the kind of like the build out from that mechanic.
It's weird, and now they're probably just gonna want us all to use an AI chatbot or something in the future anyway. I don't think I have to pay attention to it anymore.
Spec-driven development, here we come.
God.
But anyway.
On that cheery note.
That's all we have for today. You can learn more about Philly Cocoa at phillycocoa.org. There you'll find links to our Slack group, meetup schedule, and contact info. If you're feeling generous, please leave a review on the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your podcast platform of choice is, and share us with all your developer friends. And one more thing, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Appjohn LLC, makers of beautiful applications for the Apple platform. They have 3 apps: ClipDish, which is a recipe app, save recipes cluttered free. They have another one called Milovino, track, rate, and learn about wine. So another nice, straightforward app. These are all very clean, straightforward apps, by the way. Highly recommended if you want sort of like a no-nonsense approach to experiencing your app. And then their latest
take inspiration from them as well, I think.
Yeah, we definitely do. Then the newest one is called Minimalist Meditation. Just you, your breath, and a timer. All of them are, I believe, subscription-based apps. So probably another point of reference for us to get inspiration from a revenue point of view. They are all on the App Store. They all have iOS, iPadOS, I believe, and even some might even have visionOS targets. So you can check them out and see which platform of choice you would prefer. And with that, till next time, good luck on your own developer journey. We will cheer for you always. Why is my slop not slopping?